Evan Knox, and I'm a 10th grader at Bloomfield Hills High School. My personal project topic will be on training for my first solo flight.
A solo flight is a flight done by a student pilot in which he or she is flying the aircraft by themselves with no flight instructor. Their flight instructor has the final say in determining if they are ready to fly the aircraft by themselves. Normally, on a first solo flight, the student pilot will do what is known as pattern work. The student will take off, then will proceed to turn left onto the crosswind leg. Next, make another left onto the downwind leg in which they are parallel to the runway. Next, they will make another left onto the base leg. At this leg, they will begin their initial descent towards the runway. The last leg is called the final. When they are on final, they are descending right towards the runway and are about to land. Throughout this process, the student pilot will be communicating with air traffic control to make sure they are cleared to land and to be aware of other aircraft around them. My instructor has had me practice this procedure many times to ensure that I am ready. To prepare for my solo flight, I must continue to take flight lessons. I take flight lessons at Crosswinds Aviation at the Oakland County International Airport in Waterford, Michigan.
I love many things, such as sports and baking, but nothing compares to flying. I have been a student pilot since I was 12 years old. My ultimate goal is to be a commercial airline pilot, and one of the small steps in achieving that goal is taking my first solo flight.
As stated before, my ultimate goal is to become a commercial airline pilot. There are different paths a pilot can choose that involve different aircraft, accomplishing different goals. Whether someone wants to fly in the Air Force, for the airlines, flying celebrities all over the world, or just for fun, taking your first solo is a milestone in one's aviation career. Throughout this process, I have had help from young and veteran airline pilots who have gone through this experience before. Veteran airline pilot and captain of the Boeing 787, Leonard T. Miller, gave me advice such as going over all material and notes given to me by my flight instructor, practicing calls with air traffic control, being aware of the area I fly around and getting familiar with different landmarks, and prior to taking my solo, having a clear mind, getting a good night's sleep, and having a hearty breakfast. Regional airline pilots Dominic Jones and Mark Reese gave me advice such as knowing aircraft emergency procedures or the what ifs, being prepared in all aspects of a flight on the ground and in the air, knowing weather and aircraft limitations, repetition long before doing my first solo flight, doing a good pre-flight check inside and outside of the aircraft and making sure the plane is flyable, and overall being confident and trusting myself. This is the first time I will be flying alone with no instructor next to me. I not only need to focus on the technical parts of this experience, but also on the mental parts too. A few ways of how I prepared for my solo flight included going over checklists in the aircraft, reviewing airport diagrams and ATC communication frequencies, logging in my hours, and going over the airplane flying handbook. There are 4 requirements for flying my first solo. First, I must obtain a medical clearance certifier from the FAA. Second, I must purchase non-owner aircraft insurance. Third, I must be 16 years old, and I must be prepared for all measures of flying by myself. The main goal of this project and my topic is to inform and inspire youth about a small step connected to a very large staircase of opportunity of being a pilot. Aviation in general is amazing. The different jobs and opportunities available are almost endless, but being a pilot deserves to be in its own category. Being able to fly a 200,000-pound metal bird at 40,000 feet, going 500 miles an hour, looking down at the world in a new perspective, and making the world a little bit smaller gives someone a sense of pride and accomplishment. There is a major pilot shortage all around the world, and the airlines are paying big money to do the best job in the world. As stated before, getting involved in aviation, especially considering flying planes, is very fun, rewarding, and exciting. But when I step onto an airplane and ask the pilots a question, they always relate back to their first solo flight and truly knowing that the sky is the limit. Thank you for viewing my presentation, and I'll see you in the skies.